Doctor, everyone seems very happy today. I'd like to join them, but as a medical operation platform, my appearance at a dinner party would put everyone on edge. I'll be content staying in this corner. I hope everyone remains as healthy and high-spirited as they are now.
Doctor, I have a question. What exactly separates me and Rhodes Island as a land ship? Is it functionality or size? If I linked my smart module to Rhodes Island, then would I be me or Rhodes Island?
A blade needs a sheath. It is a shelter and a place to return. For me, Rhodes Island is that sheath.
With all the years I've spent at Rhodes Island, I know exactly what's left on the agenda today. The doctor still got mad business, all right? Can't keep him any longer. Everyone, a toast to the doctor, who spent another year working hard for us. To you!
Retirement? Too soon for that. Not while I still eat 5 buns for breakfast. Once my appetite declines, then, and only then, will I find some place to bask in the sun. But for now, don't you worry.
Because of how short I am, nobody ever notices whether I'm working or playing hooky. Rhodes Island gave me a really comfortable environment to sleep in, though, so I still gotta do some things every now and then to repay the favor. Doctor, I'm looking forward to a good year.
I was just a lucky survivor, and found a place to call home in Rhodes Island. I will devote all the power I have, and I look forward to the ending that you lead us towards, Doctor.
Someone once told me that the honor of protecting Laterano was the sole reason I fought. But now, I have more things to protect. My beliefs, my companions, and you. It all weighs heavier on my spear, but I will never let it slow down.
It's been a while since I came to Rhodes Island, and I'm so grateful to everyone for helping me get settled in with life here. I don't freak out whenever an automatic door opens anymore. Ah! Doctor, I think a bird and beast-looking robot just passed by.
Looking at our set goals, I've already finished all my training. The other members of my team have made huge progress under Doberman's instruction too, and we're adapting better and better on the combat side of things. Doctor, I'll be a better captain than I am now. I promise.
It's so fun having everyone together like this. Not a care in the land except what's coming up next and what eats there are. How nice it'll be if every day was like this. Oh, The light show's starting. Let's get moving, Doctor.
I think what scares me more than neuropathy is the idea of separating from my friends. I love being here at Rhodes Island with everyone, and making a bunch of new friends too. As long as I keep doing what I can to get stronger, I'll be able to protect them all.
They had a celebration today? I was so occupied that I hardly noticed. Doesn't matter. As long as there are wounded looking for treatment, my job's not finished. Not to mention the goal I set for myself to become a better medic. See you then, Doctor, for I've still got works to tend to.
My infection made my sister's life hell as well. It may not look like it, but deep inside, my heart resonates with hers, because what we all want is to help those in need with our hands. Speaking of which, isn't she still on shift today? Huh. How can someone have the right to call me the one that worries when she pushes herself this hard?
Doctor, how have we been doing? Yes. Thank you. I hope I can do better, bit by bit. My squad mates have been supporting me all the way. I hope to repay them with my strength.
I only came to Rhodes Island at first because no other place would accept my resume. It seems more like a kind of destiny now. All of A4 are maturing, and I can't fall behind, Doctor. The good news is test results show my health condition has gotten a lot better over the last year.
Doctor, nothing's made me happier than getting to work with you so long. I can't count how much you've cared for my squad members over the past year. Whichever way you guide me, Doctor, that's the future I'll sprint for.
Had I not come to Rhodes Island, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to continue my study on Originium Arts, let alone making friends with my teammates in Reserve Op Team A4. I will cherish all I have at present, for chances like these don't grow on trees. So, Doctor, let us keep up the hard work.
I promise I'll be more careful. I won't break anything. Sorry. Honestly, my salary won't even be enough to cover the damages if I keep breaking things.
I've been so busy with work, I wouldn't even have noticed another year vanish in a blink. Forget anything else. I have far more patience than I used to, honestly. Have they grown up? No, they're still the same loud brats as ever. But at least they're doing much better now. Look at this. They made me tea after hearing I had overtime.
What you see today is the fruit of all your hard work, Doctor. Nothing makes me happier than accompanying someone in admiring their own marvelous achievements. I do hope you'll still choose me to stay by your side this time next year.
I don't like working, but Rhodes Island isn't so bad. Instead of evil landlords, you have comrades you can trust to have your back, and that's enough for me. Say, if today's special, does that mean I get the day off?
Someone like me can't exactly say I fully embrace Rhodes Island's ideals from the bottom of my heart. I only raised my shield to protect the troublemakers of A6, that's all. Doctor, let's try and survive this troublesome land together.
Will we all stay together if I'm a good kid? If I'm a little smarter? I want A6 to stay together like a family. Will you help me, Doctor?
A kitty visits gardens that provide food. But if someone tries to lock the kitty up, it will surely run away. When the kitty's in a good mood, however, it can bring back some tasty stuff as thanks. Know what I mean, Doctor? Be sure to make Rhodes Island a garden that everyone likes.
There's no preordained path where one shall walk, nor predestined fate which one shall suffer. And everyone on Rhodes Island has proved that many, many times. Here, Doctor, peek into the crystal ball. As long as your heart is not shadowed by the clouds, you will see the light of hope at the end of the haze.
Back at those Blacksteel ceremonies, when we all got to meet the really highly decorated mercs, I would find myself wondering if I could ever match them. But since coming to Rhodes Island, I'm always thinking about how much I'd like to go on the really tough missions with the senior operators.
Oh dear, these electronic appliances never make it easy. But I've been making progress, don't you think? Some of the things you call old-fashioned just suit me better. Like this bow. After using it for so many years, it has my total trust.
I, Shirayuki, here ever keep my watch, in duty, and our bonds.
It was Master Silver Ash's choice to partner with Rhodes Island, but I believe in his decision. And my days at Rhodes Island have proven not only how right he was, but also how trustworthy you are.
Just waiting for you to clear out before I grab some cheese from in there. What? My job's never been anything but cleaning up the filthiest of places. Telling me my name's gonna show up in your honor roll?
Life at Rhodes Island is like a piece of rock music. Surely there are low drum beats that keep us in suspense here and there, but the theme always catches us with our blood seething and souls resonating. Which kinda reminds me that it's high time for me to wipe all the craps out with this guitar. I mean a more creative, musical way. Not really wiping the board with it.
I always feel a sense of pride watching as the novices grow step by step. Of course, I don't view that as a contribution to Rhodes Island, but I do walk together with them. Doctor, never forget your calling on the road to come.
This blade brings nothing but trouble when I'm holding it. Good thing I can trust you to tell me where to swing it. That way, nothing can go wrong.
You don't need to be too worried. My past experiences weren't all bad. They taught me what living wrongly looked like. And my time at Rhodes Island has made me want to stick even harder with this all-new outlook, to explore even more unknown places across the lands. Maybe you'd want to come with me, Doctor.
Fighting makes me feel useful. You've always thought so? Thanks, Doctor. And outside of battle as well? Gaviel and Tamimi said so too. Am I dreaming? Sora just gave me more of her albums, and they also came with her signature on them. How nice of her. She also gave me this little heart-shaped doodle on my gloves, saying these are the coolest gloves she's ever seen, and that I looked really special with them. Doctor, I'm thinking maybe I'm not as weird as I thought.
Doctor, does it ever keep you up at night that you might never find any trace of your past again? Whenever I step out onto Rhodes Island's deck, I wonder, would walking away from here bring me any closer to my forgotten memories? Say, Doctor, don't you know you're supposed to console me when I bring down the mood like this?
Yeah, I know. I've been at Rhodes Island so long I ought to get used to my new life already. I'm gonna stop crawling through the vents, and I'm really gonna cut down on stealing stuff as a prank. Doctor, do you think that after so many field missions, I've learned to use my skills for the better?
I came to Rhodes Island to treat my closest friend, but when I got here, I found even more people who needed my aid. I'm so glad my herbal medicine can be useful. I hope that, one day, my herbs will be the most bitter thing anyone in this land has to deal with.
You want my thoughts on what being a Rhodes Island doctor's been like? Nothing too special. Whether punching enemies into submission or using my staff to make patients listen, there's always a sense of accomplishment. It was my choice, and I made it, so there's nothing to waffle over.
I admit, I've had a lot of regrets about leaving home. But now, I run this little garden on Rhodes Island. This job has its own blessings, filling everyone's lives with wonderful fragrance. You know, Doctor, there's a saying in Minos. When a flower leaves its branch, it is embracing the whole land.
I'm actually not familiar with what lies outside the Snow Realm, since most of my job was to simply perform the duties my master has entrusted to me. I need to broaden my horizon. Even though I'm no more than a guardian, I need to learn more and see more.
They're all busy having fun outside. I'm gonna pack up my bag a little, then get out and return with cool stuff loaded on my back. What's in my bag? A baseball, pair of mitts, and... Doctor, just between you and me, and promise to keep it from the medical department, I also got some snacks in there. Doctor, come try the piroshki I baked. They're even tastier than before, right? I'm growing up too, you know. And then Mama and Papa and Zima and all my friends won't have to worry about me. I'm going to get even stronger. What day is it? Oh, of course. I see my assistants are all joining in on the fun. All right. Why don't we let them make an even more beautiful piece for Rhodes Island?
There are too many unsolved enigmas in my research, and I only have so much time. Thus, I have to maintain a clear boundary between work and life. So long as each finds its own separate meaning, my time on this land will be worthwhile. I count myself lucky to have found this balance at Rhodes Island.
Reporting in, Chief. All meat roasting for tonight's dinner party that was to be done over a charcoal flame has now been substituted for induction stovetops. Celebrations can begin at any time. In future, I'll be even sure to make every operator aware of how terrifying a fire can be.
I remember the names of those who've left us, and I can still feel the lingering fear, rage, and pain of battle. But if I'm to give a speech in front of everyone, I want to tell a story of hope instead. Doctor, I'm a little nervous. Could you hold my hand, please? Detected. Passage of the Doctor. What is Doctor laughing at? Scanning hairstyle condition of Telopsis. Detected. 3 pigtails. 5 bows. 5 colored bands. 2 clips. Assumed to be practical joke by Ifrit. Final assessment. Adorable.
Rhodes Island gave us a place to live. I'm not about to forget that. But I'm gonna get stronger. Strong enough to make sure I'm worthy of the General Zima title. For my comrades. Now, you'd better work twice as hard from here on, or that chair's gonna be mine. I'm dead serious.
I like how Rhodes Island does its anniversaries. Here's a couple wine truffles I just picked up. Rum and bitter almond flavor. Tastes pretty good. Why don't you give them a try?
Rhodes Island is a more interesting place than Black Steel. The medics always look like they're attending my funeral when I get a checkup. It scares me. Yeah, I know. I'll be good and listen. I have too much on my bucket list to give up now.
Vina trusts Rhodes Island. That's why I take orders from you. No hesitation. But you listen here, Doctor. You need to feel the weight of that trust. Else I'll make you feel it. Even if I need my fists to do it. And I don't mean wanting to scrap with you. But you just keep what I said in mind.
Here, take some whiskey, add a little amaretto, then put it on the rocks. Want a sip? In Syracuse, we call this a luci spente, and 1 sip means you're killing the guy next to you. Texas? She'll never tell you this, but she used to love this drink. Come, salute.
I may have seen some vision or other. You should be careful, Doctor. On the route you've chosen, disaster is unavoidable, and it is far more and far closer than you ever bargained for. And I will live in the true field of battle. I am a toxic person, but I still have a place of my own here. It makes me so happy. The operators might still be slightly scared of me, but that's it. They don't reject me that much. Just give it enough time, and the relationships between us will be fine, won't they?
Missions boring, enemies boring. But it's still way better than Kazimierz no matter how you slice it. Just getting further and further away from there feels great. A wind from Kazimierz will never again blow my arrows off its mark. And I never want to breathe its air ever again.
Before this, I'd never stayed with an organization for such a long time. And I haven't figured out my plans for the future. But I really wavered when I heard Amia say, I want to help the Sarkaz. Maybe there are still lots of people out there with hope for the future in their hearts.
I find I do think rather simply about some things. Pure power won't actually achieve everything I set for myself. It may hold the other side off for a while, but it doesn't get to the root of the issue. I must press on, Rhodes Island. I have much more yet to learn here.
What is research for, Doctor? My former coworkers say I can be surprisingly shallow. But if I were only in it for the money or fame, there are better ways. I just want to help advance technology, even by a little bit. And here, I can do that.
There's no lack of ambition and idealism in the field of life sciences. I myself was drawn by those ideals before I found my true calling. But thanks to Rhodes Island, I now know what I'm researching and fighting for.
Look at how spry and active they all are. If only they could come back from field missions just as lively. It's a doctor's lot to worry, but some operators really don't know to cherish themselves. They don't fear me, so they don't listen. Maybe this calls for me to be a little more fearsome, like Kautzit style.
When I was bestowed the title of Radiant Knight, the General Chamber of Commerce didn't much appreciate my shine. Fortunately, neither Shining nor Rhodes Island have since found me too bright to look at. As vast as the land is, I imagine the rays of the sun will only reach so far. In that respect, I will strive until I can strive no more.
Rhodes Island has many walls, but I can feel the wind on the deck. Kautzit and the doctor are here. I like this place.
And I'm done writing. I won't go wrong following this plan. By this time next year, Rhodes Island and I will have made even more notable progress. Restricted? Yes, I put editing privileges in place, or else Franca would have probably added her plans in too and made a whole mess of things.
Even your most carefully laid plan ain't gonna carry you out of the swamp when you're all stuck in it. That's when you come looking for the unstoppable force. Hold the shiny equipment. That's the reason Rhodes Island and Penguin Logistics are like two peas in a pod. Here's to keeping that unstoppable force rolling, boss.
People at Rhodes Island are beginning to understand the wonders of weapons. I was used to being alone, but now I get a few regular visitors. Not that I mind. It's kind of fun, actually. Sometimes I even feel like a few more would be nice.
Stopping catastrophes is still beyond me. We might not have a real solution for decades, even centuries. But what I hope for right now is to save as many as I can from both catastrophe and those who would exploit it.
Today will be noisy. I think I'll find a quiet place to hide. Have fun with Meteorite and the others.
My brother and sister are still butting heads, but their relationship smoothed out a bunch. I can feel it. Gotta thank you for melting the ice between them, Doctor. But still, I really wish hanging around home was as chill as being at Rhodes Island.
My brother's here too? Oh, no need to worry, Doctor. We all know what our business is. On this day, we are no more than operators for Rhodes Island. This place is like a little pocket, and I'm here from time to time just to relax, not for anything else.
The Silver Branch. Mathematical theory of Originium arts. Superpropositional logic. I'm going through the books I've read this year. Suspense fiction has its merits, but dipping into all manner of knowledge is comforting in a sense. It lets me believe, undeniably, that I am moving forward.
Idols and messengers are both jobs about passing on love. Seeing fans and audiences smile is a source of happiness in my own life. I'm sure, together with everyone at Rhodes Island, we can spread this blessing even further. It's a tiny little dream, but I'll do my best to make it come true. I don't want to go through the experience of losing a friend again. I will defend everyone with my own life, even if it's somewhere none of them will see me.
After I became an infected, I thought for a bit that my career and my life were both over. Rhodes didn't just rein in my illness, but also gave me a fresh start. Standing up again in dire straits is exactly what the hero does, right? Doctor, let's climb back to the top. Together.
Doctor, as a leader, do you ever find yourself confused too? Do you feel the same heavy burden when your choices can impact the fates of so many? I'm not one to flee from my duty, but there is so much that requires careful consideration. I may want some guidance from you.
We are led in differing directions, but by your power and wisdom, you may guide us on our journey together. Should the soul in you that protects us be a constant, we too will open a brand new path for you by our souls of honesty and ardor.
What's the deal outside today? Why is it so noisy? Whoa! There's a party? Oh, is there a barbecue? I'm really good at barbecue. Everyone should come eat mine, which means it's time to stoke the fire! What? We're not doing it on a charcoal grill? Boring! Where'd my grill go? Shaw confiscated it?
Thank you for everything you've done for me over the last year, Professor. I'm delighted to be here with you. There's still so much I don't know about volcanoes and catastrophes. Before I get to the point where I can't continue my surveys and research, I'm devoting all my energy into this. That way, I can live with no regrets.
When I left home and came to Rhodes Island, I left behind my old friends and the life I knew too. I've grown up a little now, but I'd be fooling myself if I said it wasn't hard. Doctor, I still believe it's all worth it. Because right here, I found a star to call my own.
Chaos still arises without respite across this land, and the most we can do is save the wounded. The peace Rhodes Island has brought me is one I've never chanced to feel before. But, Doctor, the road ahead still stretches afar, and those oldest dreams of mine I still continue in the wake of.
Shining notes that since we came aboard Rhodes Island, my health has taken a turn for the better. When by your side, I feel this warmth, too. But why can I not shake this harsh premonition? Doctor, after I recall everything, will Rhodes Island still welcome me with open arms?
I might not be alongside Rhodes Island forever, but the camaraderie we built in battle, that's something the LGD, my Hanya, and me will remember. My commitment to protecting Rhodes Island will never change. Doctor, when times are troubled from here on, give me a call.
The founding of regulations and traditions symbolizes that they might be broken, and it is not my job to judge nor to punish, but simply to see disorder rewound to order, and chaos return to organization. The road is a challenging one, but I won't be stopped.
Multiple times now, Rhodes Island has shown its ability and its responsibility as a medical firm. But I'm very curious. In your eyes, will this merely stop at Eripathy? What new ripples will you send across the lands in future? I have great expectations.
I'm a little dazed all of a sudden, seeing everyone at Rhodes Island so happy. After all we've been through, just having you and Amia here, safe and sound, is already more than I could ask for.
I'll be with you here from here on out, fighting to preserve this happiness.
The way Rhodes Island fights is different from what I'm used to. But that doesn't bother me one bit. And I only learned after coming here how many people look down on the infected. But don't worry. Me and my fist will change their minds.
Rhodes Island feels so lively today. I like this sort of energetic atmosphere. Huh? A party? Maybe not. I'm happy enough watching everybody enjoy themselves.
This lance has been with me for a long time. People say I don't use it to its full potential, but I only hope that justice is served wherever my lance can reach. I won't lose to anyone, as long as I know I'm fighting for justice.
I am a lurking danger to Rhodes Island. If anyone more is hurt because of me, we will bear our trials together. That's how a family should be. What you've just said is something very opinionated, but I don't hate it. Thank you, Doctor.
Doctor, I've been studying electrical engineering in depth lately. It's a little tough, but I'll work hard. I want to illuminate more places for Rhodes Island, and for everyone. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I?
I went against my grandfather's wishes by becoming a cop, but I believe it was the right choice for me. Not that it's easy. This isn't just to take control of my own life. More than that, it's for Lungman's future. Hey, don't think Chen's the only one who thinks about this stuff. Just like her, I have much to do in the future.
I left Lungman in search of something. Something that I can only find on my own. But you Rhodes Islanders, you have the strength to win people over with your ideals. And I hope you won't let me down. Me? I'm not there yet. I need to be faster.
I never forgave any of my old enemies, and I'll never forget those who showed me kindness. The old laddering guy's dead, but there's still Rhodes Island. I have a clear reason to fight with the time I've got left.
I execute every assignment from Rhodes Island stringently, as I do with instructions from the Notarial Hall. However, when contrasted, your assignments better reflect my efficiency. No, I have no intent of comparing partner organizations. I simply mean to say that you are a truly outstanding commander.
I think of what reasons brought me to Rhodes Island, Doctor. And there's only you. I allow you to use me as your blade, but in kind you provide me amusing prey and durable whetstones. But don't disappoint me, for if you do, I cannot guarantee that someday this blade will not point at you.
I lead an incredible life, Doctor. I've got the know-how to do my scientific research. I've got parents and friends who support me, and my dreams in the North to keep me going. But I still have one tiny little wish. If somebody ever writes a history of the North, I want my name in it.
I guess I followed Durin to a pretty nice place. I've seen huge nomadic cities, beaten up so many baddies in battle, and eaten so many great foods I'd never seen before. Once I get home, I'll turn all these stories into a travel log and get it published. It's bound to be a bestseller.
I appreciate Rhodes Island for being there for me and my sister. The pain Oripathy exacts on my body is far from surpassing the doubt I have in my own life of study. But the medical department is still helping me to find out why I'm losing my power. So there's still hope for everything, isn't there?
I must express my gratitude to Rhodes Island. The longer the war stretches on, the more I realize the importance of a place to rest. Has the technology Azazel brought to Rhodes Island been of help? Ah, that is good. After all, I can do little else but wield my blade in your service.
I don't know how much longer life will carry on like this. Sometimes I even feel like I can't make out the future ahead. But if it even gets to us medics, how much worse must it be for our patients, waiting for us to treat them? I'm sure we'll see the light of dawn one day, Doctor.
Being able to run again is such a blessing. I'll never forget what Rhodes Island has done for me. Now I want to help everyone by my own power too. But it still seems like I get in the way more than anything. I'll keep on trying though, so that someday I really can be of help to you all.
I might have gained new knowledge from my predecessor's writings at university. However, only after sailing such a long course with Rhodes Island have I truly touched on the breadth of this land and gained all kinds of experience the books never held. And on top of that, Schwartz is doing wonderfully here. Thank you all for looking after her.
Master Doikus helped me to get my revenge, and gave me a new life, while Lady Salon taught me to see a warmer, gentler world. I'm also greatly thankful to you all. Rhodes Island lets Lady Salon be firm in her goal, and I can be more confidently clear in knowing where my fight is headed.
Huh. It's not often I see you at the bar, Doctor. What's wrong? Trouble at work? You're a great commander. I don't want you taking any wrong turns anytime soon. Come on. I'll order you an ice flame and we'll talk over drinks.
Being an infected, it's cool to get stable work here. I can even get some little hobbies, too. I must have been pretty great in my past life to deserve all this. Nah. Wouldn't be infected now if I was. Man, forget it. I'm gonna help out with the decorations.
I wonder from time to time what my parents would think of me now, working at Rhodes Island. Would they be proud of me, or maybe they still wouldn't forgive me? Either way, saving more lives is an ideal I'll never be swayed from.
Ma? Streamers stuck up, snaps laid out, balloons of every colour. Yes! One truth prevails! Doctor, based on my deductions, today must be some holiday celebration! What? They sent an advance notice to every operator's terminal yesterday? It can't be!
My father says the most precious thing to a business is pulling everyone together under the same ideal. At Penguin Logistics and Rhodes Island, I've seen that cohesion for myself. I have to learn from yours and Emperor's examples in that regard.
Working for Rhodes Island has been valuable practical experience for me. I've learned a great deal, but I think I need more experience still, before I can decide whether or not I should stay. Whatever the future brings, I believe you and I are fighting for justice.
The more dangerous the place, the more enchanting the views get. Once you make it through every layer of danger, to finally stand in the eye of a catastrophe, you're a part of the scenery yourself. In the end, where will you lead Rhodes Island, Doctor? I'm still dying to see.
You want to know what I found at Rhodes Island that's so practical? Obviously, seeing a different sunset on the bridge every day, and the feeling of using this gun to do something good. Pretty cool, yeah? Just kidding. All right, let's forget all this complicated stuff. I'm gonna nab some pudding from the canteen.
You still have a lot to do, don't you? Blaze understands me because we fight together. But it's not as if any two people, or groups, who disagree will have a similar chance. I'm very lucky, which is why I need to be more responsible. Until the day when we can all sleep soundly.
I don't have such crazy arts, but reading this mission summary for the year, I've been in a bunch of tough battles, huh? Sure saved a ton of infected, too. You're worried for my health? Hey, what's to worry about? My stamina training figures are always on the rise.
I didn't think I'd run into you here. I just finished cleaning up my workbench. There's been a lot of orders in for weapons lately. Why haven't I been supervising you lately? Because you don't seem like you're about to turn rotten these days. And I approve of your goals. Let's work hard together, Doctor.
By now, I've said all my thanks. I just hope that, when danger ultimately approaches, Rhodes Island won't be drawn in. Or, at the very least, it'll be in my power to protect you.
Rhodes Island maybe can't offer me a super comfortable life. No, I get enough food and warm clothes here that's already pretty comfy. Anyway,
I'm extremely grateful to have a work environment that supports my R&D like this. I will double up my efforts and get results worth the experimental funding.
Doc, congrats on making it through another year. Ock's a lot more steady than he was a year ago, and now he knows the right path to take. Waifu? She hasn't needed me to worry about her for a long time. By the way, Doc, it looks like Rhodes Island is holding a dinner party. Anywhere you might need me?
Does it matter that much? I don't really super mind the kind of man I turn out to be in the end. But it's like Waifu and Hung keep having these hopes of something. And Rhodes Island's a little better than what I was thinking here. So, no duh. I'm happy to keep going with you guys.
The food was bad, but a fun time was had. Sort of. Well, I know they had fun, but I just couldn't enjoy myself. All I see is Rhodes Islanders putting down their weapons and coming to munch and spice and play mahjong with me. And when the party's over, they pick those weapons right back up. It makes me think, damn, what a shame. Hey, what are you gawping at me for? Come on, let's take a walk.
With the mystery I'm investigating still an open question, I cannot unreservedly trust Rhodes Island. However, in my days lodging here, I've witnessed physicians benevolent and adroit, warriors heroic and unyielding. Even if our beliefs differ, I still have considerable respect for your investments and efforts.
I used to go hungry all year round, and I was really happy when I could just sleep safe and sound. Now I have a warm bed every day, so I'm happy. Oh, and it would be even nicer if my room could have all these snacks like yours does, Doctor.
That dinner party today was like killer. That's the kind of thing you should really do every day. Otherwise, you start overthinking things and get all hung up on it. Then stuff gets worse and lose all your optimism for life, which is tough to hold on to. Meh, that's just me bubbling to myself. Don't worry about it. Anyway, enjoy the happiness you've got in the moment. That's what matters most.
Time is like the thread on a loom, forming into a person's life bit by bit. These moments I've experienced at Rhodes Island have surely made me stronger. With my sword in hand and companions at my side, I'm given the courage to withstand the bitterness.
I understand your craving on this day of retrospection for ancient tales from the golden sands of Sargon and truths that belong to the future. Hey, now, don't go. I truly wish to share these stories, even if I failed. Never mind. Care for some tea?
Thinking over it, I've been through a fair few battles with all the folks at Rhodes Island by now. I really do miss the days of lying in the hay having a nap sometimes. But
Nobody'd have an idle life to live if I put the spear down and left, you ken? So, you'll no catch me moaning about it.
I've been all over with Rhodes Island. Does that mean I've spread flowery fragrance to just as many places? I may still have lots of room for improvement compared to Miss Lena, but I'll do my best to make Rhodes Island an even warmer place.
People say that what's past is past. But is that really true? I feel like some things you'll always carry with you. But even so, you have to keep moving forward.
The old miners on the ship used to say, "Every ship hides a story." And so does Rhodes Island. Just kidding. I'm not here for corporate espionage. But even if you have some secrets, I'm willing to trust you, Doctor. When the time comes for me to know, I'm sure you'll trust me too, right?
I may never be able to free myself from the nightmare. But since my arrival at Rhodes Island, I gradually found the courage to face it. It's all thanks to you and my friends at the USSG. You always stand by my side and lead the way. I believe one day I will finally be able to start my life anew.
Doctor! I came to Rhodes Island just to earn some travel money, but there's no way I would ever leave a company that repairs my drones for free! Even with such big felines running around, I'm not gonna... Is that... Please?
I've saved up quite a bit of money this year. Since coming to Rhodes Island, Leon and I have more stable incomes. He hasn't mentioned it, but it's been a while since I got him anything. No point letting the money sit there. What should I buy? Doctor, do you have any suggestions?
Ever since my mother went missing, I haven't had a place to call home. Rhodes Island is the closest I have. Dr. Kaltzit invested her ideals in this company, and so have I. Doctor, bear witness to my determination.
Huh? Oh! Hi, Doctor! Everyone's busy today, and I'm going to help Amiya Onesa. Huh? What was I thinking about? I was wondering how Mom and Dad are doing. Do you think I'll have a chance to visit them, Doctor?
Damn, and I thought New Year's would be the only special holiday here. Didn't know you got another one. Guess I picked just the right bloody time to come back. Shh! Hold it right there. You want to talk? Fine, but we'll talk over drinks. Otherwise, keep your trap shut.
Oh my, it has been quite some time since we were able to have fun like this. Sure enough, many things become enjoyable once you discard the formalities. Doctor, sit here. You are not allowed to go anywhere until this bottle of wine is empty.
Rhodes Island's got all these heavies, plus smart people like you. One day, someday, I'm gonna do something big that'll rock the whole world. At the very least, I'll do it before I die.
I should try to stay alive? I guess you're right.
Even now, I still haven't figured out what my sister is up to. But having traveled with Rhodes Island for so long, I've seen lots of sights like the ones in the magazines, but with my own eyes. When I go back to my people, I'll probably see more clearly the blessings of the gods.
I want to be a principled merc, but it's actually hard to do it alone. Just like a ship without a point of reference, you get lost real easy. But here at Rhodes Island, I can rest easy. I can trust I'm doing the right thing.
The more I see of you, the more you unsettle me. Instructors Derner and Doberman are sharp, no doubt. They're no mercenaries, but still show such attentiveness to their employer. Doctor, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you, in order to better complete the missions you assign me.
Fur, shiny pebbles, candies, spices, and most importantly, drawing on a smile. Doctor, this is a new doll-making method I've learned. Cute, isn't it?
A role which deviates from the script cannot exist, nor may a shadow hide forever in the night. Rhodes Island, are you to be the stage I next take? I only hope that this time it is by your hands the curtains are brought down.
Doctor, even I'm dazzled by the liveliness of this spectacle. Hesitate no more. Come with me. Let us celebrate with the others.
Rhodes Island is a lot busier now than when I first arrived. We keep finding more and more trustworthy companions, and I think I'm not the only one drawing complaints anymore. I'm deeply moved, so I painstakingly edited up an audio reel of everyone being drunk at last year's party. I hope it gets some enthusiastic reactions.
I work as an undurable scientist, yet want to step onto the battlefield. But Rhodes Island has actually satisfied my headstrong requests. Whether in the lab or the field, I'm always asking myself, isn't there more I can do? I'm very greedy after all, when it comes to the pursuit of scientific value.
What a merry little get-together. This how you and Calcit celebrate the status quo? Holding a dinner party in the safety of this place? You know who should really be seeing this? Definitely not the current you. Absolutely not the current me. And sure as hell not Calcit, with that perfect memory of hers.
When Officer Hashiguma said I should come to Rhodes Island,
I was ready to work my hands to the bone. Then I realized I may not get paid as much as I thought I would. But the work's also easier than I thought. So, I guess it balances out. I'll keep doing my best, boss.
I never had many plans for the future to begin with, and I never thought I'd come this far. Looking back, I made the right decision to come here with Monica. How do I see the future now? Man, what a question. I got nothing.
Doctor, I know Rhodes Island has always been curious about Iberia. But no two Iberians can give the same recount, just as no two swordsmen will perform the same La Destreza. While the move may seem simple, one can only observe its form and not learn its essence.
Miss Seton isn't suited to such a lively party. She would be overwhelmed. So, Lens will accompany her with a drink. Doctor, what would you like Lens to do? Lens's music library has been updated with 3 songs. Please press here to make a selection.
I used to skate to ditch class and get away from the adults. Then it was to lose the cops when I was out tagging. I said I did it in the name of freedom, but thinking back, I guess that was kinda selfish. We fight harder for other people's freedom than our own, don't you think? Like what we're doing here.
Doctor, I got a paper slip from the fortune box, and it says if I say 5 positive words to a plant every day, it will grow even bigger. Let me try it with this one. Tail, backpack, barbecue, sweet dreams, and caviar. Doctor, why are you laughing at me?
I used to be determined to beat anyone who looked down on me. It wasn't until I came to Rhodes Island that I found there were a lot more ways to prove myself. Say, finishing a mission, helping others. Yeah, I learned a lot of new things here.
I read in a book that today is a day to show my loyalty to my boss and prove my sincerity. Doctor, I'm struggling with the concept of loyalty. This is a heart-shaped badge I designed and built myself on the engineering lathe. Why is it heart-shaped? Doesn't that represent loyalty?
Professor, when you steer Rhodes Island, what do you weigh and consider? Enemies? Friends? What we need to do? What we mustn't do? There has to be a line that we cannot cross so that we don't lose ourselves. Am I right? I see.
I wish I could participate in more research projects. My instructor and teammates always take such good care of me. They're worried my illness could get worse if I push myself too hard, so they don't let me join them on the surveys. I must get better at Rhodes Island, so I can go back and focus on my research.
Getting infected didn't make my hunting any worse, but the company still fired me for catching a Ripathy. I'd say it's their loss, but to be honest, joining Rhodes Island was a stroke of luck for me. I only hope other infected out there can be just as happy.
For now, I still don't have a way to find my past self, but the process has also shaped who I am today. My days here at Rhodes Island are an important part of that. Doctor, we still have a lot of time together ahead of us. Keep your faith in my sword.
Even beside those who don't understand art, those who misrepresent art are the vilest! The despair, the drowning despair! To think that Penguin's music should find so many worshippers that it should earn number 1? Who was the contractor for that showdown? I will convict!
I have to train hard at Rhodes Island. First, I'm gonna get tougher than Kay. Then I'll beat Gaviel until I finally outdo Vulcan. Then I can go back home and be a warrior as great as Papa. Doctor, are you gonna miss me when I'm gone?
I've met all sorts of fascinating little guys at Rhodes Island. The light in their eyes when they train is the same as I see in Maria's. I'm eager to see them transform into capable fighters. And until that day, I'll keep whipping them into shape. Oh, make no mistake. This is my duty, not a hobby.
Oh, Doctor, I got a lot of orders for props tonight. Did you notice? A whole lot of the decorations hanging around are my creations. Don't worry. I enjoy this festive atmosphere well enough. Would you like me to make you some too? Free of charge, and I'm sure you'll be pleased with the results.
What exactly should the golden Pegasus coat of arms symbolize? I'm not nearly as clear on that as my sister. I never got the chance to learn much from our ailing Jadek. But I still think people can recognize a sublime spirit and naturally look up to it, even outside Kazimierz.
There is no avoiding pain if we are to end the vicious cycle that is hatred. Nevertheless, I believe there will come a day when I can set down this blade. Doctor, until that day comes, I'll protect you at all costs. I only hope that it won't be you who gets hurt.
Walk a mile in someone else's shoes before extending a helping hand. Now I get why the infected I met before didn't want to accept help or even talk much. I've learned a lot at Rhodes Island. When I return to Columbia, all this will help me become a better police officer.
Please, allow me to sit out here on my own. It doesn't feel quite right being a part of this ship's commemoration day, given that I don't know when I might depart. That being said, I will always remember the sound of rain pattering on the deck. There's little else like it.
In the beginning, all I wanted was to survive. But before I knew it, I'd shouldered the responsibility for leading my people. I want to find myself and my people a home. Doctor, should I keep walking with Rhodes Island? Will I be able to?
Should I wear blue shoes or white shoes to the party tonight? Doctor, I don't remember what I've done this past year, but all the people I hurt were bad, right? If I haven't done anything wrong, I want to wear this new pair of white shoes.
I often have this sinking feeling that my own power is too little. But if I can change a company as big as Rhodes Island by myself, then there have to be more people like me across the land. As long as we all keep up our own strives, the future will be better, won't it?
Doctor, after listening to everyone's stories over dinner, I've been wondering... I feel like we're doing something epic, aren't we? So, would it be inappropriate some ways if I brought my parents to work at Rhodes Island?
You know, I've been here long enough to see all you Rhodes Islanders are real good people. And nothing gets me more heated than good people getting bullied. So if there's ever any bad guys you just can't handle, you drop me a line. A Kafka's always saving some secret sauce. What? No need? Fine. You're the boss, boss.
My pop's sickness eased up a little. I'm thankful. Really, truly I am. I gotta be honest, though. I know with my abilities, I don't deserve this contract. The most I can do is repay Rhodes Island for helping us however I can. I can start by protecting you, Doctor. That's experience I've got under my belt as a bodyguard.
What a lively day. You could say that Aripathy is like a shackle on life itself, depriving people of their freedom and their futures. Yet even in the confined space of Rhodes Island, I still see hope in the eyes of many. This has given me no small revelation on my own future.
Rhodes Island parties are always a riot. But when are we gonna have a pet fair? We could decide once and for all whose pets are more capable. Or just crown the most popular. Pet fights? Doctor! That's way too brutal!
By all rights, children are meant to be the hope of our land. Yet Aripathy spells such early ends to their lives. Lives I can never even save. I can only hope to protect their fledgling dreams as best I can. That is my ideal, and why I must walk with Rhodes Island.
A good business partner is one thing, but a companion with whom you can uphold your faith is far more valuable. The weight of drawing one's bow for justice? I'm sure all people of Rhodes Island can understand it. Long may the bell sound that we continue to fight side by side, Doctor.
I've checked Rhodes Island's navigation log. You've been down some awfully treacherous routes. But why don't I see even a hint of fear in anybody? What talent do you have, as the one who guides the ship, to bring out such deep, unshakable trust? I'm curious.
Where are we making our next stop? Seems the truth of this world always extends far beyond the catastrophes we've learned from papers. Just as this dagger in my hand turns out to be more helpful than those words in the books. One day, after I've turned the last page of them, I'll be out there finding out the truth myself.
My master did tell me I was suited to martial arts, but she never taught of any place where you could use it. Only that we shouldn't let down the conscience. Ah, I'm just thinking. If I'd not come to Rhodes Island, I'd probably be in Lungmen running a gym, I suppose. But all money-making aside, I fear I'd never have used this fan again.
Head priest once said, "For that which must be done, act despite the impossibility." I used to think it was a simple statement. After all, there were no tasks that could not be done, only those that should and should not be done. But as my travels continued, I realized it was a profound truth, worthy of acting upon for my entire life.
I keep saying, don't bring me out for nothing. You want to celebrate together? Celebrate what? Me being trapped here this long? Ugh, get out, get out! Honestly. No, the decorations on the wall were me scrawling randomly, and I didn't draw them just because Closure asked me to. Once again, I don't take commissions.
They're all surrounding the doctor. That is to be expected, considering the doctor's popularity. Oh, the doctor is waving at me. Is there something behind me? Huh, the doctor is coming over. Oh, should I join in the festivities? All right.
Oripathy comes second. I've said that. If I'm not able to do what I like, that's not life, no matter how long it drags out. And you know, being here, Rhodes Island, I always get a crack at something interesting. I half like it working with you lot. So don't you ever go letting me down.
Having lived such an absurd life, I am but a husk of a man. Yet from this ship the Council has placed great hope in,
I caught a glimpse of light in this boundless, dull realm. Doctor, I look forward to the sights you will show me after we traverse the immeasurable hatred and battles ahead.
Never have I asked you what we fight for, yes? Stop. No need for an answer. Words are the least reliable of all. I only care that you've considered the question and considered it well. Lead us forth on a just path, Doctor. And I assure you, my katana will be sharp enough to cut through all.
A species faces many threats in its survival. Under my assessment of dry land, I might equate Rhodes Island's intrinsic work to that of my hunters. Doctor, it is yours to gather the weight of your decisions.
Doctor, leave. There's nothing left in these ruins. Everything familiar has vanished. The memories still sting us. Doctor, do you hate what I say? But we've both lost our families. All of them. Would you become family with me, as I am now?
It is not for anyone to tell you what the significance Rhodes Island carries is. Neither should you be bound by your unreachable memories. Instead, the current you must find that answer yourself. There will come a day when you decide Rhodes Island's course. I trust that your decision will bear responsibility to the ideals that we discussed.
When my teacher sent me away, I couldn't see why. She had taught me everything she knew, yet she still said I wasn't ready. It only became clear after I came to Rhodes Island. Anyone can guard the lighthouse, but to face all that follows once the light is lit requires great knowledge of this land.
Oh, it's all over the shop today, isn't it? Let me take some photos for you. 1, 2. Good. These merry moments are safe and sound now. If you ever want to relive the memories of today, just come and see me at the castle. As an infected, I get to live a stable life. And I can still read manga and play games outside of work. I never thought a fantasy like this could come true. Maybe there are more dreams that I can make real. Say, Doctor, let's take on the world together.
Rhodes Island is a partner that keeps its promises, but true partners need connections deeper than contracts. No, Beeswax has grown up, and her relationship with Rhodes Island is her own business. What we are discussing now is between you and me.
A boisterous celebration is always exciting, no matter the venue. Sing. Rejoice. Let us engrave this moment's animated air into our mirth. And we ought to open our vision for tomorrow with some fine wine. What? I should limit my drinking even on such a day as this.
For those who seek change, but set off on the wrong foot, no matter how flashy their appearance, they will always lack substance. That's why I appreciate Rhodes Island and its work. Salud, Doctor. To us both finding the right path forward.
Here you are, Doctor. I was just helping the others with the decorations. I did a whole wall by myself. Celebrations like these are so much fun. Oh, do you have a moment? I'd love to show you my work.
Doctor, when you look at me now, what do you see? Am I still just a kid? Or have I grown strong enough? Maybe even stronger than you. If that were true, then shouldn't I protect you instead?
I'm still learning to use my gun, so I'm not touching Chi Shuao for a while. The more refined my swordplay becomes, the more I think it's not the weapon itself that defines right or wrong, but the one who wields it. So, are the moves I've made right or wrong? Do they have any meaning?
I've noticed a lot of operators and patients covering up their originium crystals. That's not gonna cut it. I've got a plan. I'm going to design a whole set of patents for decorating your crystals. That's the most meaningful thing I can do for Rhodes Island as a makeup artist.
So many physicians aboard Rhodes Island are infected themselves. Rescue workers who can't protect themselves properly. They're not a rare sight to see. But these rescuers still choose to walk toward disaster, realizing the risk and taking it in. Their conviction is most precious. I hope that our effort can help more people live in peace.
I may have left the military, but my honor and calling are things I won't lay aside. In future, I'll return to where my duty lies. Please, don't worry. The memories we've made, the ideals we've borne together at Rhodes Island, they will always be carved upon this ensign, to be forever by my side.
I used to believe that in looking for a better way to help the infected, we'd need to cast our sights beyond the border of Kazimierz. But the situation there turns out to be even more complicated. And we won't get to the bottom of it unless we learn firsthand ourselves. Still, I'm ready to face all of it. Send me out on missions, Doctor.
I brought this flute from home, and the only songs I play are ones my neighbors taught me. I know you can never return to the past, but that's not so bad, is it? Just like how the wind never blows back to where it came from. It carries itself on its own momentum, flying further and further away to a loftier place.
Since the Pinus Sylvestris nightclub joined Rhodes Island, their lifestyles have transformed. Accordingly, all of Justice Knight's functions are being upgraded to follow. Justice Knight will ensure that she remains a useful operation platform.
Closure says she has a surprise for everyone today, so I hope you'll like the light show tonight, Doctor. Actually, the energy-saving proposal for the string lights was mine, which I worked a whole week of overtime on to... Oh, never mind.
I used to dream of being an executive, and my mum still frets over that sometimes. But one day, I'll cheer her up for real, and she'll see that her daughter's doing great. More than that, I'm doing amazing. One day, when we help people overcome prejudice towards erypathy, I know she'll be proud of me.
I originally came to Rhodes Island to test weaponry and nothing more, but your command never ceases to demonstrate the importance and value of people. I certainly learned much from it. So, the idea of formally joining Rhodes Island may be a decent one. Doctor, can we have an honest chat about your terms of employment for any job hoppers?
I only agreed to move with the others to Rhodes Island at first because it was Sona's idea. I may not have her perception and capability, but one day people will come to realize I'm doing more than just proving my strength. That I'm giving my all, so that people can look at us infected with unbiased eyes.
What a bustling day! Ashley's been busy signing her autographs for the fans. Justina's playing her grass whistle, and Iwona and Justice Knight are also having fun with other buggies. It's been a while since the last time I saw such smiles on their faces. Good to see they enjoy themselves again, and it's all thanks to you, Doctor.
Since returning home, I've come across more and more knights who support me. While I was once steadfast in piercing through Casimir's long night alone, it's now my greatest honor to stand with kindred spirits. What about you, Doctor? To what corner of the land has Rhodes Island delivered its brilliance this past year?
Rhodes Island has alleviated my orypathy and given me a great job, so by all rights, I shouldn't be asking for anything more. But, Doctor, if you'd be willing to take a look at this proposal for improving the dormitory refrigeration and air conditioning, I'd be very, very thankful. You accepted it? Really?
Without even noticing it, I've racked up an awful lot of visits here with Enya. I must say, Doctor, I'm gradually starting to understand why Enya loves to scurry over here when she's free. You see, this is a place full of interesting, adorable people. To where will you lead this sailing ship? I'd love to see for myself.
Celebrate? Out there? I have no interest. I've made my way out of the laboratory and given you my greetings, so there is no further reason this occasion should keep me. Unless you think I can produce novel research results for you in conditions this clamorous.
居所至宁处，往来有福德。福者，能为世间做诸事明。人师济众，所积福业，终有善还。博士，请继续引领罗德岛前行。
I have to wear this? Are you sure, Doctor? I don't recall this sort of adornment being called for on the stage. Very well. And dance with you? Well, that would be a little... Oh, my. Excuse me, Doctor. The steps here should go like this. Here. Let me show you.
I'd say the meat roll Lava brought out for this year's dinner party was extra tasty. But the caramel pudding wasn't sweet as last year's. Come to mention, still nothing's beating that light show Closure put on 3 years ago. You bet, Doctor. I remember them all.
I still remember some of my toddler days. The fireplace at home, Mom holding me, the little handicraft beastling from my dad. That was my first home. My second home was the wilds. Then I left and lost my home again. I know there's no protecting who I want to protect yet. Not before I get stronger. So you're not going to stop me in my step. No one will.
Boiled cactus, over the lungate, and boat of a reed. It's hard to make these dishes any other time of year, but I present them to you today. You know, Doctor, people can't strain their minds all the time, and it's necessary to let go every now and then. You've been working for all of us, and for that, you deserve some real praise, Doctor. Thank you for what you have done.
Yeah, they are my writings over the walls. A fair accompaniment to your feastful merrymaking, I would tout. Why would I write, you ask? And what would be writ-worthy? Nay, it is but that the drinks flow free and spirits run high. To speak of which, your arrival is just so. I would still essay to hear from you of much of Rhodes Island.
New buds break through the soil, and tender flowers blossom from vines, while those branches that have grown shelter and surround them, protecting them from the elements. Whether Rhodes Island or back home, that is always what I hope to be. Like the branches, a shelter for the young children.
Doctor, look! I can control my static away from my staff now. Maybe with a bit more time, I'll be able to master my arts. Then I can hug my mom all I want without having to worry about shocking her. I need to keep at it.
There are so many fellow Sancta aboard Rhodes Island. The sympathy might be missing, but I can see the joy and blessing on their faces as plain as day. Is it because they've all found a goal worth devoting themselves to here? If so, Doctor, I'll appreciate any future guidance you have for me.
First Shinobi, then Salary Woman, and now an intelligence reconnaissance officer in disguise. I wonder what my next job will turn out to be. Ah, Doctor, I don't mean I'm leaving Rhodes Island. I'm just thinking, with all the curveballs life will throw at us, we should all tackle the now as best we can.
Fluffy top buns? Mostima, you little... There was this Sancta kid who didn't know Liberi have ear plumage, so he thought my hair was, buns. And thanks to another superior of mine playing eavesdropper, I got saddled with the name for a full month. No, you're not allowed to laugh.
I've been here at Rhodes Island a while now. Done a lot of work with you and the folks in medical. Helped a bunch of people. Sitting here, mulling it over now, I've gained a ton of precious experience I never picked up on before. I'll remember this. Keep it all with me. Right in here.
Doctor, enjoying yourself? Me? Of course, I'm happy. Everyone's having a proper lively get-together. There's nothing better than that. Oh, that reminds me. I just drew this prize and I'm not really in need of it. You want it?
I'm only dropping back in here to find Calcit. I certainly wasn't ready to perform in any sort of program. Poetry recitals wouldn't be too in the spirit of this party now, would they? How about I go and help fix up the cake? Take care not to let other operators steal a bite? Jolly good.
Periodic summations and celebrations both can't be dispensed with. When Amia's speech wound up, the instant the people around me started laughing and bellowing, I relaxed. That surprised me. I see what's past is past now.
How much longer is this war gonna last? Everyone's doing their best to survive, even though life is nothing but suffering. Or is it more like you can only suffer when you're alive? Hey, Hoderer! I think I just came up with a quote you might like.
This really sells Rhodes Island as a loaded place. Is everyone going to be able to finish all this food off? Not going to be nice to waste it. Oh, is that Kay over there? Not going to hold her back?
Now that I'm saying it out loud, it's a bit embarrassing. Doctor, if I could become like you one day... Never mind. Just being allowed to join Rhodes Island and stand by your side is already like a dream come true.
You want to cure oropathy? After I saw for myself what Iberia... No. After I realized the threat this sea poses to us all, I started to think it may not be all that unrealistic.
I can sense that the madness which used to bind me is slightly different to the oropathy you're attempting to overcome. And what's interesting is even having the knowledge I do, I can't give a clear solution. On that exploratory note, at least, I'm prepared to work with you all.
Rhodes Island is a place right out of mythology. A hall of champions where people from all over the world come together to fight for a common cause. I wish to continue to witness the story of Rhodes Island as it unfolds. Surely we shall compose the most grand of epics together.
To dance to music is a rare moment of liberty for the infected. Doctor, would there be more dancing, more free souls, if I were to write more myself?
Rhodes Island didn't just grant me knowledge, but a dream worth fighting my whole life for. As a sarcas, as an infected, as a doctor, and as a sister. I found my home here. Honestly, I need to say just how fortunate I am. Right now, I want nothing more than to protect all this.
Every day passed at a crawl in Urtica. But now a year's silently flown by since coming to Rhodes Island. It feels like time sped up. I imagine that's just proof life is more blessed now.
They told me I was meant to be an assassin, twisted my life onto a path it never should have taken. But they never even gave me a reason, and I did far too much I never should have done. You've given me a new lease on life, and I'll be sure to use it well.
My life is doomed to be as short as it is. How could I ever reconcile with that? I find it genuinely difficult to keep calm. Not that you need to console me. If I was truly that weak, then I wouldn't be standing here right now.
We don't need to exchange any sappy words here, do we, Doctor? I'm Gaviel, the medic/warrior of Rhodes Island. Where there's people with orypathy, I'm there. It's that simple, isn't it?
Recently, I've begun to feel that if you had me recommend a lodgings for any surfacing Dorin, I would suggest Rhodes Island without a doubt. It may not compare to the underground cities, but at least it's a place one can live with peace of mind.
Time to get up and stretch a little, Doctor. All that trouble won't go away just because you spend a couple more minutes grinding away. Come on, share a dance with me and move your body. Don't worry, it's not hard. Just take my hand, step forward. Right, like that. Does it feel like your body just lightened up some?
I never thought I would have the opportunity to learn so much and do so much. With determination and hard work, even one little spark can light up the night sky. This is the most important lesson that I learned from Rhodes Island.
I hope everyone will have the chance to find themselves, regardless of whether they're infected or not, regardless of their talent for arts. Many think this is just a pipe dream. But Doctor, I know you and Rhodes Island will understand. Taking in patients with an incurable disease feels just like taking on an unwinnable case. That said, I also believe that the value of doing something isn't determined entirely by the results. Keep it up, Doctor. And let me deal with all those pesky corporate rivals.
The future that Rhodes Island paints is impossible, but still you attract supporters to chase it with no regard for their own safety. Your tottering ideals would never have come this far without the support of your followers. So spare me the civilities. I'm only walking this path alongside you for the time being.
Boku, ドクターとの思い出はちゃんと大切にするからね。いつか元の世界に戻っても、絶対ドクターのこと忘れたりしないよ。
Nothing complicated went into me leaving home. I just wanted to live somewhere it snows in winter. How about you, Doctor? Have you gotten what you want? On the move all these years?
Another year's come and gone. We've been through plenty of hard times together, and the path forward remains thistly. Even then, we shouldn't give in. In the end, I believe we'll triumph over everything, Doctor. Then greet the day and watch the dark clouds scatter.
A great employer like Rhodes Island is hard to find. Our partnership has been wonderful. I never thought I'd see a day like this when you guys first beat us back in Londinium. We're gonna keep this up for a very, very long time. Right, Doc?
Doctor, thank you. Being with my Rhodes Island's companions makes me see more clearly what it is I'm resisting. Everyone should have the freedom to run about their own city, and we fight for that right. That's a future that belongs to us all, including the infected.
The mission of Rhodes Island is clear, but you seem to seek something else.
I know. What I seek could never be had. Ever since the morning that I left Columbia. Do you remember Professor Thorne's voice, Elliot?
If I hadn't come across Rhodes Island, would I still be wandering the wilderness by myself? Or would I have returned to the city to face the music? I don't know. But I don't need the answer either. I stand with you and Rhodes Island now.
I used to be scared of contracts and paperwork, but I can handle those without a hitch now. Even my Sishtan has started calling me Worldwas una Rayadosash. Oh, I also heard Magellan set a new record. Turns out that people with dreams just don't stop, right, Doctor?
Does Rhodes Island's intent to cure orypathy stem from its mission as a healer? Or its core members' self-interest as infected? Now, under this starry sky, another threat has appeared to endanger us all. What will Rhodes Island do? You already have an answer, don't you, Doctor?
To be honest, I still don't get what you people are trying to do. But I can see you're working to keep that rock disease away from everyone, so that they can eat and drink all they want. I suppose it's probably a good thing. Another good thing is I don't have to sleep with one eye open, like I do outside. Here, I can sleep soundly.
Doctor, the two of us are actually pretty similar. I believe that even a swamp like Siracusa can change. And your ambitions, they're even bigger than mine. We both have what it takes to make this happen. I'll keep working on myself. I hope you'll do the same.
Sometimes I think to myself, what Rhodes Island is trying to do is really hard, but you're actually doing it. Me? I don't think about anything so complicated, but I'm more than glad to help out. All we're looking for is peace.
Doctor, Rhodes Island has a grand vision, but we have to think carefully. After all the slogans, ideals, and aspirations have been stripped away, whether we still have pure hearts, that is far more important than any false order.
Puzzle. It's the identity I've both kept the longest and had the least motive to work under. Rhodes Island really is a strange place. What is it that makes you all gather here? Doctor, I've already handed in my on-board continuance application to our superiors.
You really do seem to have the utmost confidence in the future you're cooking up. A paradise, is it? You starry-eyed people and I may only be together so long, but make no mistake, the way your endgame will pan out makes me very curious.
You and I are different. Dublin is a dream that took shape long ago, long before it found itself in me. But Rhodes Island, you take something so hard to envision and convince people to believe in it. You are what saved me, and I will always remember that.
The Anissa are used to the cycle of life and death. But here at Rhodes Island, I see many struggle to say farewell to those they love. Home is where you find someone or something you can't let go of. I think I'm beginning to understand.
I thought about asking my family for help when my company was in debt. I even went home once, but when they asked how I was doing and whether I needed money, I just said everything was fine. I don't regret it one bit, but every time I think of the concern in their eyes, I still feel sorry.
It's been some time since Rhodes Island and Lungman first made contact. It took a lot of effort for us to assuage the suspicion we had and build the trust we now share. Fortunately, time has proven that the effort was worth it. Right. I don't like talking about trust, per se. But Rhodes Island is an exception.
Human throws a banquet rather like this every year to reward its warriors for their work the year prior. The men would clatter their weapons and sing along with the beat. But the next morning, they would still be up for duty, no matter how inebriated. Just like that, Human has traversed the lands and defended Gradient's peace for 100 years. Doctor, what is it that you defend?
People who live in the distant corners of the land are often forgotten, but what Rhodes Island is doing has helped many of them. I want to thank you for that, Doctor.
Doctor, I plan to stay here a while longer. The path before Rhodes Island seems long indeed, and I'm curious as to where it will lead. But we all know this land is unpredictable, so just give it our all, and live freely as we can.
Man, another year gone. Guess I've really gotten used to life at Rhodes Island. Believe me, I'll trust in you all forever. Rhodes Island is going to lead the way for so many people, just like it did for Yato and me. I count my blessings every day that I can be here to help.
Look at all the time we've spent together, Doctor. Rhodes Island gave Nordkorn and I a place to call home, and I feel the weight of everyone's faith in this blade. Come what may, I look forward to taking on much more for Rhodes Island.
I sorted through tons of trash at the disposal center for years. You can use most things after a little cleaning. If cleaning isn't enough, you can probably still fix it. If that doesn't do the trick, you can use its parts to fix something else. That goes for people too, don't you think? No one out there's completely useless.
I know even a small project can call for a lot of workers, but I've never seen a place like Rhodes Island with so many amazing people gathered together. What are you all trying to accomplish, Docky? Whatever it is, I can't wait to see it for myself, 'cause now I'm a part of it too!
Norbert's a borough full of infected. Them, and the mariners out of a job, and the old workers, and the thugs like us. We're all people Londinium doesn't want. And then here, everyone gets equal work opportunities. Oh, why can't it just be like Rhodes Island out there?
You've tied so many different kinds of landmines together, and you can barely keep them from exploding. Now that's something I have to hand to you. Rhodes Island is a whole lot crazier than any band of mercs I've ever known.
The lights of Rhodes Island once illuminated the night sky, and everyone aboard celebrated throughout the night, both on the bridge and in their cabins. Those were the good old days, Doctor. Yet now our operators can only shut off their electricity and drift to sleep even a moment sooner. All the effort we put in today is to allow civilization to shed light upon the lands anew.
Rhodes Island is a place where one can discuss their ideals without feeling embarrassed. And I like that. If I could start over, I would have come straight here without becoming a weapons tester. That way, perhaps I would already have taken a step toward my ideals already.
When I first joined Rhine, research was my everything. Following the diabolic crisis, Ifrit and her Eripathy were my everything. But now, as I come to know more and more, the things I want to do grow in volume too. Still, Doctor, we'll reunite at the same destination when all's said and done.
If Kristen was here, she'd be far away from the crowd, out on that balcony, staring up at the starry sky. Nobody understood her, just like nobody fully understands my own sorrows. You, Doctor? What kind of person are you? And what unspeakable aches live in your heart?
The skies of Trimount have been restored, Doctor. But no one will forget what they saw when they were torn open. What do you see in the future of this land? What can Rhodes Island do? What can I do for you, and for myself? I want your answers.
I know that Calcit keeps bringing up these incidents I have no recollection of, hoping that I will gradually come to accept them. I understand my current situation, and I will stay with Rhodes Island. But for the future, I hope that I can find the answer myself, and not just through a calculation.
At first, I came to Rhodes Island just to check the place out and learn some new skills. I never expected to stay here and run so many field operations for you. You really know how to order people around, Doctor. That said, I've seen lots of sights I would never have seen in Laterano. So, I guess it was all worth it.
The atmosphere calls for a serious talk, does it? All right, I'll be serious, Doctor. I wasn't actually that curious about Rhodes Island compared to the other executors, but now I really admire your capabilities. Moving towards conflict instead of avoiding it is definitely not easy.
I have been looking for you, Doctor. The cleaning agreement that I have entered into with your company is nearing its end. If you desire a new agreement, you may refer to these items I brought with me for reference. The Notarial Hall has never entered into a long-term agreement with a foreign corporation. Our partnership with Rhodes Island will be a new challenge.
I just tidied up our design documents from the past year. I didn't expect there to be so many, and it really gives me a rare sense of fulfillment. Although there isn't much I myself can do for Siesta, I know that each and every stroke I draw represents the journey I've traveled.
Just like Siesta, I said goodbye to that beach. And just like Rhodes Island, I'm seeking out sights I've never seen before. Doctor, the destination of my journey may still be far away, but the journey itself is already a stack of postcards thick enough for me to look back on and treasure forever.
The relationships you build on the battlefield are not something you can fake. Hashiguma seems pretty concerned about your relationship with the LGD, but I know why she's beating around the bush. Next time, I'll drag her to Rhodes Island to join the parties. Professor, I read in a book that after thousands of years, we will all re-enter this land cycle. Maybe I'll become a little plume of magma, reshaping the land along its rock formations. When that time comes, I'll be able to forever look out across the land, with what nourished me nestling up against me.
Many tribes prepare to leave their homeland behind and go south, whereas many warriors bade farewell to their loved ones and head to the northern front. The Sami people seem to be splitting in two, never to see each other again. I cannot change this, but I still hope that everyone returns safe and sound.
It's good practice to always check up on your game, because the hunt never truly ends. I've seen you defeat many opponents and save many lives. Good on you, but you can't fully wipe out your enemy from the face of this land. There is no such thing as once and for all. You can't wish for anything like that.
A prophecy about Rhodes Island? Doctor, my cooperation with you has lasted for some time now, and my answer to your question remains the same. It is the reason I sought your cooperation in the first place. We see doom often, but we also see what follows in the wake of such doom.
Every day I've spent on Rhodes Island has been very fun, but since I started having fun, it's been hard to get absorbed in my work like I did at Blacksteel. How should I put it? Blacksteel feels more like a place for work, while Rhodes Island is more like... you know, home.
I've been looking around, seeking out all kinds of scenery since I left the city I was born in. I never wanted to stay anywhere for long. But looking back now, there are only two places that have made me consider stopping. Davistown and Rhodes Island.
Goals and achievements to score in the future. Those are what I used to be so preoccupied with. But my experiences in recent years have shattered those fantasies. It's already good enough, if you can grant some happiness and dignity to the people around you.
Back in Docilis, the TV station would throw a year-end party, but I never knew these could be so chill until I came to Rhodes Island. Huh? Are you talking to me? You want me to sing? Sure, but just for the record, my musical tastes are pretty old-fashioned.
When I observe plants in the wild, sometimes I'll think, what if the ones that live for hundreds or thousands of years sense the passage of time too? How long would their experience of 1 year be? Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not like mine. Always feels like each year passes by in a flash.
We were all there when that happened out of the blue. Even now, I still can't forget just how powerless I felt then. Such occasions will only happen even more often as you get more and more factions watching you. Can you still persevere on, even when facing an unstoppable disaster?
I was going around the greenhouse collecting all the fresh buds when it suddenly struck me how long it's been since that tragedy. Do you think I'll be able to rebuild my greenhouse back home? I know you might not have all the answers, but somehow, seeing everyone brimming with confidence just puts my heart at ease too.
Babel was once the utopia of all Sarkaza, a ship sailing through the ruins. Her Highness thought she failed. But you're proof that the road hasn't reached its end. It continues to stretch on. I really hope to see what you'll show us when all is said and done, Doctor.
No matter when or where, there are always those shouting out their naive ideals. However, the idealists are not the only ones who can move forward.
Doctor, I'm out of here tomorrow. I really didn't expect to be here for so long, or that I wouldn't get sick of hanging out with you. Rhodes Island's such a fun place. Don't you ever let it get boring. Where am I going next? I failed mission! Nos vemos!
I laugh at those people who put such value on a rock. But I couldn't laugh at you. Because you truly want to prove that even an infected life is worth something. It's a notion as absurd as I am, and one would find it hard to refute.
The annual Empress's celebration is always a stunning event. The royal orchestra performs for the people, and it closes with a grand ensemble with their majesties on the covered bridge. The main reason we hold it every year is to make everyone believe in the path beneath their feet. Rhodes Island doesn't have celebrations as grand as that, but your footsteps are still full of conviction.
Doctor, there is no one who can guarantee they are always headed in the right direction. You need only make a choice, and I'll follow you to verify. I'll correct your path if it's askew, and we'll simply continue further on if it holds true. People often say that the era we live in has no need for poetry. They claim it cannot provide leisure, and it is loathed for the pretentious elegance of certain men. But someone once proved to me the value of reminders.
And so, I wish to work with you to remind this era with a candle and a poem.
The end is approaching us. If you too believe that the emotional bonds between people help resist despair, then the symphony I scored with Rhodes Island will certainly play.
Being of two different stations, some things I can't tell you, nor you me. But there is one point we needn't doubt. We are both fed up with war. I imagine that's more than enough reason we might sit down together, open and honest, and share a drink.
Here, a souvenir from my last trip. It's pretty good, so you gotta try some. Huh. Is it me or did roads get a lot more crowded since I was away? Whatever. I don't care if you keep onboarding more people, but you gotta make sure the USSG's clubhouse stays as is. Deal?
I used to have my doubts about Rhodes Island, same as I used to distrust a certain someone's nonsense when I started working for him. But as we all know, Carlin Trade built the Yarrick we see today, and Rhodes Island will keep treating oropathy patients tomorrow. All right. I've been watching the gates of Carlin Trade for a long time. Keeping an eye open for you Rhodes Islanders is no trouble.
When I was still small, I had so many wishes, but Dad only ever wished for me to grow up happily. Now I understand. I need to be happy first, then I'll wait for my other wishes to slowly come true. Doctor, make sure you'll be happy too during this new year on board Rhodes Island.
A pipe dream. That's how I hear some people describe Rhodes Island. My destination's nothing like this ship's, night and day, to be honest. But I've gotten up close and personal with my own dream, thanks to you all. And I'm sure you can make yours come true. I know it.
I saw Rhodes Island splitting the sandstorm and sailing here. It felt just like the first time I saw Da Huang's new buildings, how they protected the fields from the catastrophe. As long as everyone works together, no matter if it's a catastrophe or anything else, there's always a way. Right?
At first, I didn't really understand why my master wanted me to go on a study visit to a pharmaceutical company. But after spending all this time here, I've come to realize that you are all just like the people of Da Huang. We're both fighting to help the desperate, to save lives in danger of fading away. We walk the same path, Doctor.
Londinium, Grand Faro, Trimounts. Rhodes Island has played a role in many crises. The SUI regulator knows that you are not a simple pharmaceutical company, of course, but you have been doing everything in your power to prevent invisible disasters. And so, you may stand shoulder to shoulder with us.
What a crowd! It calls to mind some sights in Da Huang. I would take you to enjoy the local opera if we get the chance. In the old days, its people numbered no more than 100, but today, it truly is a city. I see you've gained a good number of new faces, too. For tens, hundreds, and thousands of years, the ancestors led our way, and newcomers joined our path. And you see, we are never alone.
I first saw Rhodes Island sailing in the distance when I was at the branch office. The rumbling of the ship and the tremor of the sands. It's like my chief was whispering in my ear. You found another place worth fighting for.
The medic says my condition is stabilized and that I've been approved to travel outside. Doctor, do you think I should try looking for other kinds of work? Not for the dead, but for the living?
There was a time when I got myself somewhere high up all alone, thinking I'd see a different view above Casdell that wasn't just the usual smoke and fire. But even when my eyes were hurting from the smoke, I still couldn't see anything. Unlike the past, today I can see a different sight with you on the landship. A sky so pretty and blue.
Every time a patient at medical passes away, the clothing they wore gets sent to me to be washed and stored until their family comes to retrieve it one day. Some are picked up soon after, but others still haven't been picked up even after a long, long time.
Babel is history. Her Highness has shown that that path has no future. And while Rhodes Island's future is even more challenging now, you have ever more companions. I have no doubt that Rhodes Island is on the right path.
Beneath time's ashes, there lies the elves' lost knowledge and forgotten tales. But even I can't really comprehend them. Digging through the past, it weighs down on you a lot more than healing a wound or blessing a new life. Doctor, how do you manage to confront it all?
Your wings have gotten stronger, and your scales are tougher now. I wonder how you'll look once you shed that robe. If only I could bend time to my will. The new, reborn you would be back at my side so much sooner.
Throughout the long history of the Sarkaz, the Banshees suffered terrible losses after each upheaval. Our decision to go into isolation was a last resort. We were worried, of course, seeing Ethaniel stride into the heart of danger again and again with Rhodes Island. But we are also proud of him. He truly lives up to his Banshee name.
Rhodes Island's another year older. Time sure flies. And all the former members of Reserve Op Team A1 have joined different departments. Ah, look at me. This is no time to get nostalgic. There's still plenty of new problems for us to tackle.
Another year has passed, and Rhodes Island is still sailing onwards. Doctor, tonight was just so wonderful. I wish I could hide it away deep in my mind. Thank you for staying by my side. We'll spend this very same day next year together.
Rhodes Island. This very name fills one with warmth and comfort. Surely, tender memories will rush forth as soon as you speak these words. I hope that Rhodes Island can continue to carry forth the hopes and expectations of countless people, and in the future, become home for many, many more.
No matter what, this place is never gonna be Babel again. You know, I hate morons who can't stop nagging about the good old days. So why don't we talk about what to blow up tomorrow?
I first came here as a wanderer in search of knowledge. Though the fragments of Rhodes Island's past are lost to time, hope remains. We have overcome the nightmares of the bygone days. As for where we ought to go in the future, I believe you already know.
I had lots of worries before I came ashore. My concerns have been validated, yet I feel even more confident. Why? Because I see a universal tenacity shared by land and sea. You face catastrophes as Aegir fights the Seaborn. We will never surrender.
Look who I found. While there's a vibrant party going on, we've got a lonely soul here reading. Oh, foreign language? I can't understand it. How about this, Doctor? You tell me what the book is about. I'll tell you the patterns and meanings I've garnered. They're hidden in these lines and spaces between those words. Interested?
The Abyssal Hunters were created to annihilate the Seaborn. What of Rhodes Island? Relying on this clumsy ship to take you this far, yet you show no will to stop. This speaks to your tenacity that rivals even us hunters. Why were you established, and what is your endpoint? Answer me, Doctor.
It's so quiet here. The sun is as warm as ever, and the breeze is always gentle. Professor, we may go on separate journeys from here, but don't worry. Even if we part ways for now, there will come a day when we meet again.
Doctor, after visiting so many places with you, I've come to realize that the true destination of every journey is also its beginning. We may wander far and wide, but we always return to where we started, to reunite with those from whom we parted. Jeret, Wan Jer Nejero.
My family's atonement is a secret, and as such no one has ever asked me how one is to wash away the whole of Sargon's golden sands. Rhodes Island chose a similarly long, winding road. It is seeing you doubted by others that made me re-examine myself, after which I learned from your experience.
People often call me greedy, but you guys are the same, no? You fight for the best outcome, same as I fight for the best treasures. Even if we turn up more losses than wins, even if what we hold slips away like sand. Well, no wonder I like you so much.
Doctor, if the conditions are right, some traces of us will survive long into the future. When those who come after us find the vestiges we left behind, it'll be like we're smiling at them across time. So, Doctor, let's put on our best smiles. For now, and for our friends waiting in the eons to come.
Doctor, I've archived these reports as you requested. I even have a closing speech for you while you wipe my access clearances. The info you were most interested in last year was... I can stop. But you told me yesterday we have to keep looking back to stay on the right track.
Looking back, it's amazing how much I've done this year. I've been going back and forth between Rhodes Island and Casdell so much. It's a wonder my legs didn't fall off. Tired? Not really. More like happy. As for next year, I think it's best not to think about it too much. It's the unknown that fills us up with anticipation, right?
Columbia, Casdell of the future, and even Rhodes Island share one thing in common. Youth. Youth represents everything. Doctor, you and I are from the past, but at the moment, we're defending the future. I believe Rhodes Island and Maylander's partnership will continue.
つくづくこれは全く予想のつかない旅だ。ライオスとマルシルは思っていたよりずっとしっかりしていたし、チルチャックもこの頃大人びてきた。わしはここでたくさんの面白い友と出会えたし、このような経験ができてとても満足だ。
狂乱の魔術師を倒せば、迷宮のすべてが手に入ると言われている。以前迷宮の真相まで行った時には、自分がそこを目指す理由も、何を得たいと思っているかも、考えたことはなかったんだ。でも、君たちと知り合って分かったよ。目標のある人生というのは、こういうものなのだと。
正直、最初はお前らのことは疑ってた。見返りもなく他人を助けようなんて抜かす奴らは、 その裏で人に言えないようなことをやってんのが相場だからな。今？少なくとも、そういうお人よしが実在する可能性くらいは、信じ始めたよ。
私、魔術学校では病気や怪我の要因に関する研究に携わってたし、治療術の開発なんかも担当してたんだ。だから、難病と戦う難しさはよくわかってる。ドクター、私の助けが必要なら、できる限り力を貸すからね。
Time's the most honest thing there is. Your manifesto won't prove anything. The tracks you leave on the earth, that's what matters. Not that you need me teaching you. I see that part of you, Doctor. The part that's always here to stay.
It's crucial we consolidate our achievements so far. But it's inevitable that we'll recall our many regrets and sorrows as well. We should find another day for it, but could I talk to you about a few things I've had on my mind? Yes. I hope you can be the one to hear me out.
Ever since that upheaval, Rhodes Island has been on every Central Nation's watch list. Each future step you take might well cause new turmoil, but clearly you lot have set your hearts on something. Doctor, when Rhodes Island is in its most crucial moments, Londinium will be there to aid.
Starting from Columbia, twisting and turning all the way to Rimbilliton. Rhodes Island's following a long and windy course, just like a migratory fowl beast. I'll be your wingman, but more than the destination, I'm excited for what I'll find along the way. You too, right, Doctor?
The rivers of Sargon are never bound to any one oasis. This saying is common among our followers. Yet if I could start again, I would still sail here and share a journey with the Rhodes Islanders. Why? Doctor, I think you know better than anyone else.
When I set out, I grabbed all the spools of thread from the store, thinking I would advance beyond Nonno's level before they ran out. Now, with plenty of thread still left, I wonder, Doctor, if I might have already reached my goal long ago.
Infected or otherwise, there are so many on this land who yearn to live freely and with dignity. Some of them have failed, but so many more are still pressing on. May you continue to move forward with them, Rhodes Island.
I first contacted Rhodes Island because it was the best place to treat Lisa. But now, I would send her here to learn, even if she were perfectly healthy. Do not let this land ship ever stop, Doctor. Not after it has been sailing for so long.
Huh. The things you and the Rhodes Islanders do are quite interesting indeed. Everywhere of this land is a filthy swamp, yet Rhodes Island manages to hold on still. Is it because you're so adaptable, or did you have a hand in writing the rules of the game?
The possibilities that Arturia and I perceive are uniformly extreme. Nevertheless, Rhodes Island, and you, as its commander, remain a constant variable. Therefore, Doctor, your assessment is required before calamity arrives.
Doctor, the possibilities that Fede and I perceive differ entirely, but the constant is that you remain here at Rhodes Island. If you are the single leitmotif that remains unchanged across countless variations, how could I bear to stray too far from you?
Doctor, my old man just came to Rhodes Island to visit me. Who's crying? I'm not. Here, a voucher for Spicy Kristawa's Rhodes location. Go there. Go and eat. Don't you forget to use it.
Doctor, I hope you and all the friends I made aboard the landship can live the lives you truly want. Hee hee, who knows? Next time we meet, I might be rich and famous, coming to sponsor Rhodes Island.
Back then, Doctor, I was still aboard your ship. I once considered dropping the anchor, ending my life of wandering, to settle on Rhodes Island. But no one can stay in one place forever, and every journey has its end. What truly matters is that we have each other in this moment.
Rhodes Island rarely enjoys auspicious celebrations like these. A certain motion picture says, you should treat every day like the holidays. Before we can love our ideals, we must first love our own lifestyles. Which reminds me, Doctor, if you have time today, why don't we take in a matinee together? Or perhaps you'd prefer to spa outside?
Sometimes, the farther the destination, the fewer provisions I load. In the wilderness, packing too much means a heavy burden. A light pack is the key to success. I've carried a lot for a long time. As the weight on your shoulders grows heavier, and the road ahead remains infinitely long, how will you ultimately reach the end, Doctor?
Doctor, we have a tradition of gifting each other books on commemoration days at the Academy. I thought long and hard about what you needed before deciding on this. Calligraphy, from amateur to adept. It sounds like homework? Nonsense! Just 1 page a day and you'll learn to love the tranquility of mastering your strokes.
I'm only third on this year's training room user rankings? Who's number 1? Doctor? Oh, so newbies use admin login before they get their own passes. Scared me for a sec there. Wait, then who's number 2? Come on, tell me! No way I'm losing this year too!
I never knew Rhodes Island could be so bustling during festivals. I have literally been cooking on all burners today. But, well, it's all worth it. Just look at these young sprouts, so full of promise. What are you doing? Open your ears and don't measure me. I didn't grow any taller.
Rhodes Island is a ship that gives sanctuary to those on a long and arduous journey. Those who find this vessel no longer need to wander, to measure their remaining lives with their feet. Si seulement j'avais. No, it never could have been.
Farewells are difficult, so we must strive to minimize our partings. This isn't my personal conviction, but it was the reason Rose Riverside rallied behind Teresa, and why I support you now. Very well. Present your year-end retrospective. I find solace in hearing memories unfold.
I'm back! Doctor, did you really think I'd spend the whole day in the mines? I rushed back for this important day. How could I miss it? Ooh, come over here, quick! Look what I found on my trip!
If I had never come here, I might never have known there were such wide open spaces beyond Tara. Though life aboard the landship's real interesting and all, I still much prefer to get me own 2 feet moving. Afore me fire burns out, I'll keep running and running just like I did back in the Saoirse.
Lochshinny aside, Rhodes Island still bears scant traces of Dublin. Don't be nervous. The dream has been realized, so Dublin should die. But death does not mean to vanish without reason. I shall allow it. Let this gravestone of Dublin remain at Rhodes Island as is.
We developed several new routes last year to deliver goods for Rhodes Island. Those rascals were so busy they had no time to cause mischief, but they looked much more spirited and energetic. Better life to chase, more glow on face, as it said. All that's to say, we look forward to your continued support for our business this year, Doctor.
When we'd just arrived here, I told Warmy Rhodes Island was like a big transport. She was really excited when she said, "So the doctor's just like you, a truckie at the steering wheel." She's not wrong there. Your work decides the direction Rhodes Island sails, Doctor. Well done, mate.
You are reminiscing about the old Rhodes Island, about all the tragic destruction we witnessed, about the happy reunions we celebrated. But no matter how time wears away our precious memories, the ark beneath our feet will press ahead on its course across the lands. Come, Doctor. Everyone's waiting for you.
Humans share joy and happiness with each other. A confessional hears only the thoughts not suitable to share with others. But today is a rare occasion, Doctor. May I ask that you put some colored lights on me, as you have done with Rhodes Island?
Am I imagining things? Or is there something sealed away in your mind too? Something chaotic and complex, no less than the knowledge passed down through generations of Kukulkan. Promise me, Doctor, that whatever it is, you will not allow it to take control of your life and replace it.
To fight against disease and injustice. What a noble message. We have a similar speech at our annual meetings at the 7th Tribunal, but it's a lot shorter than the celebratory gunfire segment. I'm just getting a piece of candy. I know you're not simply going through the motions when you speak, so I'll be listening to the very end.
The people by your side will leave you someday, Doctor, but they're never truly gone. They are the stars adorning the sky that is your life when you look up at night. Distant though they may be, the light they leave behind for you will never die.
Going somewhere new and meeting new friends is fun and all, but going back to your usual turf to hang out with old friends is even better. Going somewhere new with old friends, now that's the best. So, leader, wanna go on a trip with me?
After everything we've been through, you're still thinking about that land ship? If Her Highness and the little bunny were still around, what would they be thinking about? Of course I remember what day it is today. Today's a good day, whether you're keen to throw your life away or to put an end to everything. Get ready, Doctor. We're heading out.
Rhodes Island's a proper farmer company. I've seen that with my own eyes. Too bad it doesn't have the stories I got up here in my head. But Doc, you're full of mysteries, so I have to keep watching you for reference material. And who knows, you might even star in your own horror movie one day.
Perhaps this sailing ship we stand on is a clear glass reflection, and Rhodes Island is but a fantasy woven by you. Yet, oniric emotions can move just as deeply as waking ones. If you believe this is all one beautiful dream, don't wake so soon.
Casimirsian night sports, Litanian Originium arts. I've seen many new things here at Rhodes Island. I hope you'll bear with me and provide your kind instruction going forward. Ravioli? They're like Syracusan dumplings? Well, that sounds a bit... You say the Grand Master likes them. I suppose I should try some then.
I must admit, I had many reservations about Rhodes Island due to your connection with that particular case. But now, when I join you on missions, it is not for observation's sake. To aid the weak and demand justice are not such different goals. May our collaboration continue on.
We've lost a lot of people, but there are always more joining our ranks. Gradually, the newbies inherit their seniors' ideas, as they in turn become mentors to others. Doctor, judging from the signals I'm getting, sometimes I even find myself mistaken. I get the feeling my comrades never change.
Finally tracked you down, Doctor. I have composed a haiku commemorating the year we've shared, understanding and supporting each other. Ha! Glib? Certainly not. What about my new tanka? A recited one, you say? I bet something's troubling you. Don't worry, I'm here. I will hear you out.
After today is tomorrow. After tomorrow, another tomorrow. Come find me again tomorrow, Doctor.
On this day of Rose Island celebration, I bring some news from Higashi. Everything's fine in Mitsukue, and other cities have been sending me offers to perform lately, including you. Doctor, do you think we'll be sharing the good times like this at next year's party?
I hate how time has taken people away from me. But on the other hand, everyone still with me is precious, and that includes you. So before time washes everything away, why not chill with me here for a bit, Doctor?